There is a paradox hidden in our search for happiness. The more we demand it, the more it slips away. The more we cling to it, the more fragile it becomes. But meaning, unlike happiness, does not weaken under pressure. It grows stronger the more you carry it. Viktor Frankl understood that the human spirit is not destroyed by suffering itself, but by the absence of meaning within that suffering. If you have no reason, even comfort feels empty. If you have a reason, even agony can be endured. This is why so many people who achieve everything society tells them to, wealth, status, comfort, still feel restless, anxious, and unfulfilled. They are not lacking pleasure, they are lacking purpose. And you, yes, you listening right now, must confront the same question. What is your why? What do you live for? What responsibility will you accept that gives your days weight and direction? Do not waste your short time on earth chasing what cannot be caught. Instead, dare to choose a meaning so strong that even despair bows before it. In that choice lies a deeper joy, not the shallow happiness of a passing moment, but the unshakable peace of a life lived with purpose. So what does it mean for you? It means you must stop asking, "How can I be happy?" and start asking, "What am I living for?" Your life's meaning will not always be obvious, and it will not always feel pleasant, but it will give you something happiness never could. A reason to rise each morning, a reason to endure the night. Meaning might be found in love, the commitment to another person that makes suffering worthwhile. It might be found in work, the dedication to create something that outlives you. It might even be found in suffering itself, when you choose to face it with dignity, refusing to let it break you. Frankl's wisdom is not abstract philosophy, it is practical survival. If happiness is your compass, you will wander aimlessly. But if meaning is your compass, even suffering can become a straight path forward. Do not chase happiness. Do not measure your life by moments of pleasure. Instead, devote yourself to what matters, even when it is hard, even when it costs you. In the end, you will discover what Frankl knew. Happiness is not the goal, it is the echo. The real goal is to live a life so full of meaning that even despair cannot silence you. You may be searching for happiness right now, thinking that if you earn more, travel more, or achieve more, joy will finally settle into your life. But ask yourself, did it ever truly last? The truth is, happiness that depends on external conditions will always fade. The promotion becomes normal. The new car loses its shine. The thrill of success turns into the pressure for the next victory. But meaning is different. When you live for meaning, even the smallest actions become infused with significance. A kind word to a stranger, a sacrifice for your family, a commitment to your values. These things echo beyond the moment. Frankl's legacy is a reminder that life is not asking you, "Are you happy?" but rather, "What are you doing with your freedom?" Each day, you are free to choose whether you live shallowly, chasing comfort, or deeply, pursuing meaning. Happiness may come and go, but a meaningful life will carry you through storms, losses, and even death itself. So stop chasing the shadow of happiness. Anchor yourself in something greater. Find your why, live it fully, and let happiness be the quiet companion that follows you, instead of the master you desperately serve. We live in a culture that tells us happiness is the ultimate goal. Social media shows smiling faces, perfect vacations, and endless comfort. But what we don't see is the silent despair behind the screen. People who appear to have it all still struggle with emptiness. Why? Because happiness is not enough to sustain a soul. A life built on meaning, however, cannot be broken by circumstances. Imagine two people facing the same suffering. One asks, "Why me?" and collapses under the weight of despair. The other asks, "For what purpose can I endure this?" and finds the strength to continue. The difference is not in the suffering itself, but in the interpretation. Frankl wrote that he who has a why to live can bear almost any how, echoing Nietzsche. If you know your why, you can face almost anything. Meaning gives suffering a shape. It transforms pain from a senseless burden into a test, a calling, even a gift. Without meaning, even pleasure becomes hollow. With meaning, even hardship becomes sacred. This is why Frankl warned us, if you aim for happiness, you will miss it. If you aim for meaning, happiness may follow. But even if it does not, you will have gained something far greater. Frankl often reminded his students that life is not primarily about seeking pleasure, but about answering the question, why do I exist? We are not here to avoid suffering or to collect pleasures like trophies. We are here to live in such a way that even our pain can be transformed into significance. Think about your own life for a moment. The times you felt most alive, were they moments of easy comfort? Or were they moments when you faced a challenge that mattered deeply to you? Perhaps it was standing by a loved one in their darkest hour. Perhaps it was working on something that demanded your best effort, even when no one was watching. These moments did not necessarily feel like happiness. They felt heavy, even painful, but they also felt right. Frankl believed that the will to meaning is stronger than the will to pleasure. Pleasure fades, meaning endures, and unlike happiness, meaning cannot be taken from you. Even when everything else is stripped away, your possessions, your freedom, even your health, you still retain the ability to choose your attitude and your purpose. That inner freedom is what kept Frankl alive in the concentration camps, and it is what can carry you through the storms of your own life. Most people spend their lives chasing happiness as if it were a destination. We set goals, we buy things, we pursue experiences, all under the illusion that, once achieved, they will finally bring us lasting joy. But happiness slips through our fingers the moment we try to grasp it. It is like chasing the horizon. No matter how far you run, it always stays out of reach. Viktor Frankl, the psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor, saw this truth with painful clarity. In the darkest places imaginable, he discovered that the people who survived were not the ones obsessed with happiness, but those who clung to a sense of meaning. He wrote, "Happiness cannot be pursued, it must ensue." In other words, happiness is never the target. It is the byproduct of living a life with purpose. The tragedy of modern life is that so many of us confuse comfort with fulfillment, pleasure with meaning. We numb ourselves with distractions and call it happiness. Yet deep down, we feel empty. Frankl teaches us that what we need is not another fleeting high, but a reason to live. Meaning is not something handed to you. It is something you must discover in the struggle, in the suffering, in the responsibilities you choose to carry. And once you find it, the endless chase for happiness becomes unnecessary. Because happiness follows those who serve a purpose greater than themselves.